How's it going, everyone? My name is Chaotic Singularity, or you can call me Sin. This is my 5.0.5 priest build for Holy. My last video, someone asked me about a build, and they said a Shadow also, but I'm not going to get into Shadow because, like I said, I only use that for questing, and I'm not 100% on it. I've tried DPS and some stuff, and I've done like crap. But this is just going to be Holy, so hopefully you guys will like this video, and make sure to subscribe if you're new, and like this video. It'd be awesome. Thanks. Whether it's a raid or just a random heroic, you gotta put those buffs on. And now you want to put Inner Fire and also the Fortitude spell. Obviously, Fortitude is the one that gives everyone more HP, and that is extremely important if you're doing even a random heroic. You gotta have that on all the time. Now, since we're on the topic for starting off at the beginning of the instance or the raid, there is a major thing that you need to remember to put on, and that is use Chakra Serenity for heroics. Now, what Chakra Serenity is, what that does is if you use, when you click on it, first you need to actually heal someone. I think that's what it is. They might have changed that, but in like 4.3 you needed to heal someone, and what that does is that opens up a chakra state, and it's called Serenity. And every time you put a renew on someone and you heal that person, if it's a flash, a greater heal, binding heal, etc., it'll actually refresh the duration of that renew, which helps out a lot and also conserves a ton of mana. Now, if you raid a lot, you don't want to use Serenity. You want to use another one called Sanctuary. And what this does, it opens up a new spell, and you get to pick on wherever you want on the map where you want to place it, kind of like a light well, but it's a big circle, and when you place it down, it glows, and when people walk into the circle, it will heal them, which is really good for raiding, especially 25 man. That will boost your heals per second up a ton, because when everyone's in that circle, your screen glitches with green numbers. It's actually kind of awesome to see. Now that we got all that stupid starter stuff out of the way, let's actually get to the point and actually how to heal as a holy priest and keep your members alive. Firstly, and probably the most important two spells that you need to use throughout your whole entire career as being a holy priest is Renew. You gotta put Renew on everyone, and I mean everyone, if they're obviously damaged. You want Renew on the tank absolutely 100% of the time when they're in fight, and if someone's about to die or even just gets hit a little bit, put a Renew on them too, heal them up a little bit. It conserves mana, and you don't need to put like a heal or a greater heal on top of them. The second spell you want to have on the tank mostly all the time is a spell called Prayer of Mending. Now what this does is a spell that when you put it on top of your tank, you want to put it on the tank because the tank gets the most damage. And when you put it on the tank, when the tank gets hit, then the spell will bounce to another target on your party and will heal them when that person gets hit. It's a really good spell. It's 10-second cooldown, and it's definitely worth to have on your tank at all times when the cooldown's over. Now if we just jump back here in the boss fight, this is a perfect example to show you guys when to use a Circle of Healing and also Prayer of Healing for some really quick AoE heals. So when your whole party gets really hit like it just did there, you want to put Prayer of Healing on. Now what Prayer of Healing does is a spell, it's about a 3-second cooldown, and it heals everyone around you for about 20 to 35k, which is a really good amount if they're below half health, and they might just get one hit. It's also good even if they're not below half health and they're just hit a little bit. It's always good to top them off so they do not get that one hit on them. Now if you didn't get that most amazing crit that you wanted with that Prayer of Healing and you wanted to top them off a little bit more, there's a spell called Circle Healing. And what that does, it's an instant cast. It's just like Prayer of Healing, but it's instant, and it heals about 15 to 25k, maybe getting a 30k or somewhere around there crit, and it's really useful. And if your Prayer of Healing didn't work out so well, you can use both of them at the same time, which is really good strategy too. So if you're like, get hit, everyone gets hit, they're almost about to die, you can use a Prayer of Healing and then finish them off with a Circle of Healing right after the Prayer of Healing has done the spell. And it's really good because instead of 25k, or even a 35k crit with the Prayer of Healing, you can use Circle of Healing right after that and get a total of maybe 80 or 90k. It's really useful. Now if your AoE spells aren't doing so well and you kinda are getting hit quite hard, this is a really good holy shit spell to use. It's called Divine Ham, and it's a channeling spell, so basically what it is you can read it here, but you kind of stand in one place, you channel, and you heal like it says 22k, but you're actually healing at least 35, 40k every 2 seconds, or a second and a half it says. And it's really good spell. It saved my ass tons of times in raids and in heroics when I'm almost out of mana and I need that extra push. Now here's another really sexy hymn or channeling spell for the priest, and it doesn't heal anyone, but it restores 2% mana for 7 seconds, so that's about 14% of your total mana that will actually get restored by using this. And it's really helpful if you're about to go out of mana on like a raid or something, or just even a heroic or whatever, or even PvP. I don't play PvP, but if you do, this is a really good spell. Now if your tank is ever getting hit hard, you want to use Guardian Spirit. Check out these crits. Yeah, that's pretty intense, right? It increases single target healing by a crap load, and I'm not sure how much it does, but as you can see there, 200k, 197, and a 176. That's pretty intense. Obviously, I know that there is like the 30% buff for this instance, but I have been critting 170s in regular heroics. Well, that's basically it on my part. Now it's your turn to go out into the World of Warcraft world, try out my build, and see how well it works out for you. Now I usually have music at this part, but just to let you guys know that if you actually move your mouse over to my last video and click it, it'll actually bring you to another video. Like that video, it's that amazing. Technology these days, I tell you. And also, you got your like, and on Twitter too. I'm on Twitter at Chaotic Sing. It's I don't know, I don't really go into it that much, but if you guys will like my Facebook, it's a big help, because I put out quite a bit of updates, and it's always nice to know that my subscribers know what the hell I'm doing. And also, the official website is below. I try and post stuff on it, but there's not that many people that go on it right now. But when I become rich and famous, then I will start posting stuff. But yeah, but if you could, click that last video or like me on Facebook, because that's a huge help. Thanks guys.